Hello, welcome to my student support system. In today's class, we will discuss about foodborne diseases or food hygiene. This lecture is in English, and if you want to study in Hindi, just click on I button and you will get link of Hindi lecture, or you can directly visit to channel my student support system. What is food hygiene? Food is a potential source of infection and is liable to contamination by microorganisms at any point during its journey from the producer to the consumer. Food hygiene, in its widest sense, implies the hygiene in production, handling, distribution, and serving of all types of foods so as to prevent the foodborne diseases. Okay, let us discuss what are the foodborne diseases commonly occur due to the uh, food contamination of food especially. So the term foodborne disease is defined as a disease usually either infectious or toxic in nature caused by the agent that enter into the body through the ingestion of food. These are classified as foodborne intoxications due to the toxins present in the contaminated food or foodborne infections. So first, this is the list of foodborne intoxication due to naturally occurring toxins in the food. First we will see the list uh, which is the disorders or intoxications due to the naturally occurring toxins in the food such as letharism. This is caused by beta-oxyl-aminoalanine. Then endemic ascites due to pyrrolizidine alkaloids. Second second group is due to the toxins produced by certain bacteria such as botulism and staphylococcus poisons. Next is due to the toxins produced by some fungus. Alpha toxin. This is produced by Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasiticus. Second is ergot. Claviceps purpurea. Okay, this ergot is caused by the fungus Claviceps purpurea. And then Fusarium toxins. This is caused by a fungus Fusarium oxypora. Then foodborne chemical poisoning like heavy metals, mercury usually found in fish, cadmium in certain shellfish and lead in canned food. Oil, petroleum derivatives and solvents like tyrosine phosphate. Then migrant chemicals from packaged material, asbestos and pesticide residue like DDT and BHC. Now we come to the second group, that is foodborne infections. This may be the bacterial diseases like typhoid fever, paratyphoid, salmonellosis, staphylococcal intoxication, botulism, bacillus cereus, food poisoning, E. coli diarrhea, Vibrio parahemolyticus infection, streptococcal infection, shigellosis and brucellosis. Foodborne infection caused by viral diseases, that is viral hepatitis and viral gastroenteritis. Then parasitical disease are teniasis, hydatidosis, trichinosis, ascariasis, amoebiasis and oxyureasis. In food hygiene, there is a term food preservation. So what is that? The concept of adding non-food substances to the food products or increasing its shelf life is known as food preservation. And the substance which is added are known as food additives. Pickling is an ancient practice aimed at preserving food items such as mango, lime, etc. by addition of salt and spices. Modern science of food technology has changed the food processing with the introduction of chemical additives to increase the shelf life of food, improve its taste, and to change the texture and color. Majority of the processed food such as bread, biscuits, cakes, sweets, confectionery, jams, jellies, soft drinks, ice creams, ketchup, and refined oil contains food additives. The food additives may be classified into two categories, first category and second category additives. In first category, the additives of the first category includes coloring agents like saffron and turmeric, flavoring agents like vanilla essence, sweeteners like saccharin, then some preservatives like sorbic acid, sodium benzoate, acidity imparting agents like citric acid and acetic acid. These agents are generally considered safe for human consumption. Second category. The additives of second category are actually not additives, they are contaminants. Maybe incidental through the packaging, processing steps, farming practices like insecticide and other environmental conditions. Uncontrolled and indiscriminate use of food additives may cause health hazards among consumers. What is food adulteration? Food adulteration is a big nutritional problem. It consists of mixing, substitution, concealing the quality, putting up decomposed food for sale, misbranding, or giving false labels and addition of toxicants just for greed. Adulteration results in mainly two disadvantages. First is the consumer is paying more money for the foodstuff of lower quality, and secondly, some form of adulteration are injurious to health, even resulting in death. As for example, adulteration of mustard oil with argemone oil causing the epidemic dropsy. Food adulteration is a social evil. The traders are involved in the food adulteration for their greed and money. Unless the public rise up against these traders, this evil cannot be curbed. It is here the voluntary agencies and consumer guidance societies that may play a vital role in educating the consumers. Then food fortification. Fortification of food or adding some extra nutrients to the food is a public health measure aimed at reinforcing the usual dietary intake of the nutrients with additional supply of to prevent and control the nutritional disorders. Fortification of food is defined as the process whereby the nutrients are added to the food in very small quantity to maintain or improve the quality of the diet of a group, a community or a population. Like iodization of the salt for combating the problem of endemic goiter is the best example of food fortification. Food fortification is a long-term measure for mitigating specific problems of malnutrition in the community. The amount of nutrient added must provide an effective supplement for the consumers of the food items and without contributing the hazardous effects, even excess use of the main food. Now, food hygiene quick tips. Wash hands before and after handling the food, before breaks and after toilets, or before preparation of the food. Encourage all the members of the family to wash hands before eating. Do not sneeze or cough near food. Do not smoke or eat in any kitchen areas where food is being prepared. Keep the cooking area free from flies, and other insects. Tie back or cover the long hairs during preparation of food. Wear clean clothing before preparing the food. Wear an apron, clean catering t-shirts or catering jackets. Cover cuts and sores with waterproof dressing and plaster. Do not work in the kitchen if you may have any communicable disease. Use clean knives and utensils while preparing the food. Handle raw and cooked food separately using different utensils. Store utensils and other equipment cleanly and safely. And clean utensils again before starting preparing the food. Hot food should be kept above 63 degrees centigrade and cold food should be kept below 5 degrees centigrade for storing. Ensure all food cooked properly before serving. Do not reheat more than once and reheat thoroughly before serving. Store raw and cooked food separately. Separate containers for raw and cooked food. Cover and secure all open foods packets. Cover prepared food to be served in near future. And store prepared food to be used later in labeled and airtight containers. Thank you students for watching this video. You can subscribe the channel for latest updates and like Facebook page. For making your notes, just visit mynursingstudents.blogspot.com. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram and join Facebook group Nursing Notes. Thank you. Have a nice day.